Today's social media segment is brought to you by Alford and Associates for all of your insurance needs. CIS, Cardiovascular Institute of the South, the highest quality cardiovascular care available. Barker Honda, the Barker family tradition of quality.
Good evening and welcome to our show, Going Public. I'm Renee Fonseca, and joining us tonight is Sangela Rose, the Chief Academic Officer for the Terrebonne Parish School District. I want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us tonight.
You're quite welcome.
I know it's school opening this week. You guys, I'm sure, have a lot going on in the office.
Yes.
Let's go ahead and get into some questions talking about this school year. As we were beginning the 2024-25 school year, what type of preparations have gone into getting schools ready for the students and our teachers?
Of course, the physical buildings have to be ready to receive the kids and our teachers and our administrators when they come in. And a lot goes into that behind the scenes. Of course, pressure washing and, cleaning are the typical things that take place. However, we have other things like in the picture. It shows that one of our schools, the LSU Ag Center, came in and partnered with them, and they are painting and preparing outdoor games for the students to be able to enjoy at recesses. But then we have bigger projects going on, like the lighting in schools. We've changed lots of our lighting to LED lighting and painting. The schools are beautiful. As we go around, it's so refreshing to see the work that has gone into preparing those schools. Air conditioners have been changed, so we have very little problems right now with air conditioning. And of course, in South Louisiana, that tends to be a big problem at this time of the year. But then just some basic things like dusting and moving things and getting things out of classrooms that don't need to be in there anymore, and just tidying up. And it's always exciting to come into the school building and have a fresh start at the beginning of the school year. In addition to the physical buildings, of course, we have to have the personnel to come in and run our schools. So we made personnel changes last spring. Teachers got to pick where they wanted to go if there was an availability at a different school or different grade levels. And we are excited to say that this year we have the least number of new teachers that we had to fill spots in. We had our new teacher conference a week and a half ago, and we had 1/3 of the teachers that we normally have to train at new teacher conference. So we're excited about that for this year. And that means that teachers that we have trained in the past are coming back. And we're excited about our new teachers, willing to train them and get them moving too for the students to succeed.
And with all of the refreshments going on in the schools, how did the teachers feel once they returned to campus?
Campus is buzzing when you go in those first few days. I was able to visit 11 of our campuses on the first day of school with the students, and there are so many smiles, the hugs, the kids coming in, they get to move to that next grade, so they're super excited. But this year, I find that it was even more noticeable because of all of the painting and the physical changes that took place within the school. Everybody noticed it and was excited about it.
Yes, definitely sounds exciting and a breath of fresh air.
Yes.
We're going to go ahead and talk about curriculum a little bit. Okay. I know that as each new year approaches, there seems to be some changes or improvements in our curriculum and the programs used in school. What role does this district have in preparing teachers for these changes?
Okay, the district plays a very large role. It's our responsibility to make sure that teachers are prepared to carry out the curriculum as intended. And so we started this year with a new philosophy. We're saying just teach. And we are telling the teachers they are the professionals. Do what you need to do to teach children. Differentiate your lessons so that kids can learn at their own paces and really dive deep into the curriculum the best way that you know how to do so. So we started way back in April and May, It always starts because this year we have a new math curriculum called iReady. We have a new social studies curriculum that the State Department has given to us called Bayou Bridges. And in science, in K-8, we have Amplify Science this year. That's a lot of new curriculum that teachers have to be trained on. And so we started that in May. That happened throughout the summer. And then we had our new teacher orientation that I alluded to earlier. It was a 2-day training. Mr. Angeron welcomed all of our teachers and gave our opening welcome, and they were trained on things like, of course, their curriculum, but on other things like classroom management, engaging students. And it wasn't just a sit and get. As you can see, that they're up and they are actually doing some of the things that we want them to do in the classrooms to engage students. And then in addition to that, we had our child welfare and attendance department come and talk about school safety and how we can keep our students safe. HR, our human resource department, came and talked about professionalism. And we even had nurses come to talk to us about how to keep kids safe and what to do in certain situations. So that was our new teacher orientation that the district is very involved in. Our curriculum specialists put that on and always do a fantastic job with preparing those teachers. Then the 2 days before the students came, we had a district staff development day, and we also had a teacher record day. And on our district staff development day, we had science collaborations going on. We had our K-2 teachers in one place, ELA teachers in another place, speech and AP teachers. We had our counselors, our pre-K. Everybody was getting things that they needed to be successful. And then our teacher record day was the day before school started for the kids. And that's the day that they're at their own schools. And secretaries have a training and everybody's at their schools preparing for the kids that next day.
So it sounds like you guys were busy.
Very.
We do have to take a short break. Please continue to join us after the break.
Today's social media segment is brought to you by South Louisiana Bank. It's better when we bank together. Waits and Downer, attorneys at law. Terrebonne Ford, built Ford tough.
Welcome back to Going Public. I'm Renee Fonseca, and if you are just joining us tonight, we have Miss Angela Rose, the Chief Academic Officer for the Terrebonne Parish School District. Before the break, we were kind of discussing, the opening of school and what was taking place. Definitely lots going on in our district. Let's kind of talk about when the school starts preparing for the upcoming school year.
The odd thing about education is the school year just kind of keeps on going. And before one school year ends, we're already preparing for the next school year. So when we're testing in the spring and trying to wrap things up for that school year, we're already choosing curriculum for the following year, and we're already starting to do the trainings, which I mentioned earlier. So that's, one thing, especially at a district level, trying to wrap all of that up. And then we're finding out which teachers are going to be moving to other schools. They're going to be some move to other grade levels, some move to other subject matter. And as that's happening, you have to make preparations for where are they going to be within your physical building. You may end up with 3 third grade classes, but last year you only had 2, and you want to rearrange your physical arrangement to have them all together in one area of the school building. So principals are making those preparations at the school level. We're making preparations at the district level and wrapping all that up, moving on. But at a district level, we're also listening for the new state laws because we have to respond to those each year. And this year we had more than we've had in many, many years. And so that means having to redo some of our pacing. That means having to redo schedules. Schedules are a big thing that you have to start working on in the spring. Even though you're teaching in your other schedules, you're designing your new schedules for the upcoming year. Also, our pupil progression plan is what dictates how kids need to perform in order to move to the next grade level. And so we're having to redo our pupil progression plan each year in order to align to the new laws. And then as we're aligning all of that to the new laws, and we're redoing our pacing, we have to redo all of our directives, sometimes the grading scales, and then all of those documents are updated during the summers while the kids aren't there. And then when we have our new teacher orientations, and we have our records day for teachers, and we have our principals meetings, we present all of that to them so that they're prepared. And we want the beginning of school to run flawlessly each year. And so it's the front loading and getting all of that done that makes that happen.
And I know you've mentioned, the district, what they're doing. Let's talk about the teachers. What sorts of things do they do in their classrooms to get their classrooms ready for the upcoming school year?
That's a loaded question. They're working extremely hard at the end of the school year just to kind of pick up and clean up, because I don't know if people realize that classrooms are emptied out each year. At the end of the school year, teachers pack up everything, they take down their bulletin boards, and those custodians at the schools come in and clean those classrooms from top to bottom. The teachers are working in the summer because we talked about the new curriculum. We talked about, the new pacing guides. So they have to respond to all of that. So they're working all summer to make decorations for their bulletin boards. They all, in elementary, middle, they like to follow the theme of the school. And so different schools put up bulletin boards to parallel with that theme. And they work on their lesson plans. And of course, bulletin boards are a big thing. It adds to the aesthetic value of the school when the children walk in. And then they decorate doors. It's endless. And of course, like I said, it all goes with the theme. But in addition to that, the big thing is working on the new curriculum. You see a teacher running off papers, getting things ready for the classroom. But the big thing is being prepared, because when those children walk in on day one, you can't fumble through and not know exactly what your plan of action is. Those teachers have that plan. Most of them probably have their plan designed until Christmas. Mm-hmm. So that's what they're working on at the end of the school year and throughout the school year. And then, of course, you were able to see a little sneak preview with the bulletin boards of some of the schools. Those floors don't get that shiny without hard work of custodians. They are in there cleaning, they're stripping the floors, they're waxing the floors, and they're making sure that they are painting things that have gotten messed up throughout the school year, and just really making it a place where we can be proud of. They're also out there in this heat, pressure washing. They're tending to the landscaping that schools have put in, and just giving the extra tender, loving care that is deserved by everyone who walks into that building. So that's some of the things that go into teachers preparing behind the scenes for a new school year.
Definitely have a lot going on with those teachers getting ready. So did the beginning of school start smoothly this year? How was the feedback from that?
We have gotten great feedback from our administrators. And then, of course, at the district level personnel, we go out and about on those first few days of school, making sure that transportation is like we have planned it to be. And it was fantastic this year. We're very pleased to see that we, knock on wood, didn't have any major or even minor events that we had to tend to. It was a great start of school.
Good. Well, we have to take a short break. Okay. Please continue to join us after the break.
Today's social media segment is brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System. Your health is our legacy. Rouse's, you're either local or you're not. Buick, the craft of modern luxury. St. Martin and Bork, know your rights.
Good evening and welcome to our show, Going Public. I'm Renee Fonseca, and joining us tonight is Sangela Rose, the Chief Academic Officer for the Terrebonne Parish School District. Before the break, we were getting into, what the district does to prepare and how our teachers and custodians prepare. Let's talk about parents and students a little bit. I know the parents and students play a big part in our schools as well. I've seen many parents this year out and about shopping for school supplies. What supplies do our students need for a successful school year?
The school supplies vary from grade to grade and subject matter to subject matter, but I would like to start off by saying school supplies are optional. We do not require children to come into the classroom with their school supplies. We put out those school supply lists because it is very helpful. However, on the top of every list, it's going to say optional school supply list. So I want parents to know that. We do have several different options for parents when they're purchasing their school supplies. Of course, one of them is all of our local stores carry school supplies and at discounted prices at this time of the year. Those lists can be found on our district website. So if parents, need to know what their children need, you can go to the district website and you can see exactly what they need at every grade level. And then the other thing is that we have a company called EPI that partners with lots of our schools, and they actually pack our school supplies. They get the list of the school supplies, and whatever a first grader needs at a certain school, those supplies come shrink wrapped and are on that child's desk when he or she enters for meet and greet or the first day of school. So it's just some different opportunities for parents if they prefer to shop online and don't want to have to go into the stores, or if they like going into the stores, they can do either one of those. And then I'm very proud to say that we had the Pack the Bus event at Synergy Bank last week. And we went, and it was amazing, the generosity of the people in our communities. The big boxes that you see are full from the very bottom to the top of school supplies for kids at every level. Those boxes were all over in the community in Thibodaux and in Houma, and representatives from the Lafourche Parish School Board and Terrebonne Parish School District were there to receive the items that the community members had donated. But it's not just your typical pencils and ink pens and calculators and things like that. There's school bags, belts, socks, uniforms are buried in those boxes. So there is a tremendous outpouring of love in our community every year at the beginning of the school year, because we don't want parents to struggle and we don't want this to be a hardship for them. So we appreciate everybody who passes by those boxes and drops off a few school supplies to help out our students so that they can be successful.
What advice would you have for parents to ensure that our students are starting out each morning in a positive manner?
We have great parents in Terrebonne Parish. They are supportive of what we do for the kids, and we need them. They are an integral part of what we do with kids on a daily basis. And so we ask parents, be consistent in bedtimes. Be aware of children not staying up too late or staying on, their devices late at night or those kinds of things. Help them to settle down so that they can get to bed early enough so that they can wake up early and get ready. And wake up time is just as important as going to bed on time, because that wake up time allows you not to have to rush. There is nothing worse than kids getting up in the morning and parents are having to, tell, hurry, 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 the bus is coming, hurry, hurry, and the parents are late for work. That leads to a bad start of a day. And so we encourage parents to set that schedule for consistency, and have everything ready the night before. Pack up your supplies in your school bag. Make sure that you have everything that you need, from your uniform to your belt to your shoes, so that you don't have to run around in the morning looking for one shoe or looking for your belt or those kinds of things. And I want to thank our parents who came to all of our meet and greets. We do a meet and greet at the schools so that parents can come prior to the school year, bring the students, and they get to meet the teachers. It just makes everybody a little bit more relaxed on that first day of school. But we have open houses coming up, and every school has an open house. They're going to be within the next few weeks. And that schedule for open houses is on our district website. Of course, the schools are going to have it on their websites, but if somebody wants to know when they are, they can go to the open house document on the district website. And schedule parent conferences as needed. If you feel like your child is kind of behind on something or ahead and you want to enrich them, talk to the teacher who knows exactly what's going on. Don't feel bad about emailing or calling to set up a conference.
Well, you definitely provided us with a lot of information. I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to join us.
You're welcome.
We look forward to having you back on again. I'm sure you will definitely have some updates throughout the year. So Thank you for, coming on once again. I would like to thank you, our viewers, for watching. Don't forget to join us every week on Going Public. Good night.
Today's social media segment is brought to you by Alford and Associates for all of your insurance needs. CIS, Cardiovascular Institute of the South, the highest quality cardiovascular care available. Barker Honda, the Barker family tradition of quality.